Nag-testify na itong si Ramil Madriaga. At ikakatuwa ito ng mga DDS. Wala pong dalang pasabog. Yung sinasabi niyang explosive, yung magiging testimony nitong si Ramil Madriaga, hindi po explosive. Maupay nga adlaw ha iyo nga tanan, inaot nga maupay, an iyo panlawas yana nga adlaw. Tuloy-tuloy na po tayo sa ating topic for today. Hindi po explosive. Walang pasabog, walang kwitis, walang rebentador, walang superlolo, walang dinamita, walang bomba. In short, wala pong dalang pasabog yung kanyang testimony. Wala. Ang dala-dala nitong si Ramil Madriaga, gunaw. Gunaw po. Gunaw ang mundo ng mga Duterte. Gunaw ang pangarap ni Sara Duterte na maging presidente. Itong balitang ito, itong testimony nitong si Ramil Madriaga, pag nakarating doon sa dahig, doon sa matandang Duterte, pati siya gunaw. Malamang wag muna ibalita nila, baka atake sa puso itong matanda. Dahil sa umpisa pa lang ng testimony nitong si Ramil Madriaga, kita mo kagad yung sincerity, yung katotohanan. Walang halong script, walang gawa-gawa sa istorya niya. Makatotohanan po yung kanyang istorya. At umpisang-umpisa pa lang, alam mo na talagang itong si Digong Duterte pa lang, doon pa lang sa testimony niya, umpisa kay Duterte, kay Digong, talaga namang marami ng pagnanakaw na nangyayari. Ang daming highlights doon sa ginawang testimony nitong si Ramil Madriaga. Pero bigyan natin ng importance yung mga key points na dapat natin pag-usapan ngayon. Unang-una, doon pa lang sa umpisa, nung kung saan dinala itong si Ramil Madriaga nung nasirang Roy Logoles na nagpakilala dito kay Digong Duterte kung sino si Ramil Madriaga. At nung kunin na ni Digong Duterte itong si Ramil Madriaga bilang isang kanyang runner or isang intelligence boy, intelligence officer ang tawag nila eh. Pero lahat ito, ang mga illegal na mga transaksyon, dumadaan dito kay Ramil Madriaga. At nung nakuha na nga ni Ramil Madriaga ang tiwala nitong si Digong Duterte dahil sa pag-i-endorso na nga ni Congressman Goles, isipin nyo na lang. Binigyan ng 25 million pambili lang ng mga sasakyan.
Wow.
Bumili ng mga sasakyan katulad ng Ducati na motorsiklo, ng Harley Davidson. Hindi lang isa-isa, dala-dalawa yata ang binili niya. Bumili ng mga van, bumili ng mga iba pang sasakyan para gamitin lang pagsuporta dito kay Sara Duterte. Isipin nyo, 25 million ibinigay ng ganun-ganun lang. Bagong kakilala itong si Ramil Madriaga. Ni hindi man lang inalam talaga kung anong background. Bibigyan mo ng 25 million pesos pambili lang ng vehicles para lang isuporta dito kay Sara Duterte.
Number 14, sometimes in 2021, PRD gave me 25 million to purchase high-end motorcycles for Sara's use while she is in Metro Manila and other ordinary motorcycles for our group operations. 15, hence, I bought two 2021 model Harley-Davidson motorcycles from a dealership in Green Hills, EDSA for around 2,500,000 pesos, inclusive of accessories, and around 2 million pesos exclusive accessories, respectively. Both Harley-Davidson motorcycles were placed under the name of my son. I also purchased two 2021 model Ducati motorcycles from a dealership in Katipunan, Quezon City for around 3,500,000 pesos and around 2,300,000 pesos, respectively. In addition, I also bought accessories for these Ducati motorcycles in the total amount of 500,000 pesos. Both the Ducati motorcycles were placed under my name. 17. Lastly, I also purchased 7 Yamaha NMAX motorcycles for the operation of Initiative for Social Justice Innovation and Progress Pilipinas, or ISIP Pilipinas. The remaining money was distributed to my colleagues in ISIP Pilipinas. 18. All purchases of these motorcycles
Ibig sabihin yan, yung 25 million niya, wala lang kay Digong Duterte. Ibig sabihin yan, hindi yan talaga galing sa bulsa niya. Yung 25 million na ibinigay kay Ramil Madriaga, siyempre galing sa tao. Saan kukuha ng 25 million itong si Digong Duterte kung hindi kung si Digong Duterte mismo, maglalabas ba yan kahit 5 milyon, ibibigay mo sa isang tao na gagamitin mong isang runner para gumawa ng mga intelligence work at kung ano-ano pang mga errands para lang dito sa mga Duterte? Sa tingin nyo, kahit na 500,000, itong mga Duterte maglalabas ng pera, ibibigay sa ibang tao para lang utusan nila ng kung ano-ano? Kung sariling pera yan, doon pa lang makikita nyo mga kapatid, mga kababayan, na yung ginagamit nilang pera galing din sa kawalang hiyaan, galing din sa pagnanakaw. Hindi nila sariling pera ang ginagamit nila. Kaya ganun-ganun na lang ang pag-abot nila ng pera para gamitin sa logistics ng pagkakampanya or tulungan itong si Sara Duterte. So doon pa lang kitang-kita nyo na mga kapatid, mga kababayan, na talagang itong pamilya Duterte, ginawa talagang negosyo nila. Ginawa nilang family business ang politika dito sa Pilipinas at nag-umpisa yan sa Davao City. Ang masaklap dito mga kapatid, mga kababayan, ang katotohanan, hindi lang po ito kay Digong Duterte. Ibig sabihin po, itong gobyerno ay kailangan talagang linisin ng maigi. I-overhaul dahil hindi lang si Duterte ang dapat natin tignan. Yung buong gobyerno. Mabuti na nga lang at itong si PBBM ay lumihis ng landas sa kanila. At gumawa ng sariling galaw para nga itong mga nangyayaring nakawan sa gobyerno ay maumpisahan niyang iayos at itama. Ang sistema po ng pagnanakaw sa gobyerno, para po itong cancer na ang hirap ng gamutin kung hindi mo uumpisahan ng maaga. Itong pagpasok ni PBBM para gamutin itong cancer na to, nasa kalagitnaan na. Marami na pong nanakaw sa ating gobyerno. Malalim na po ang sakit ng Pilipinas tungkol sa pagnanakaw dito sa gobyerno. Nakita nyo naman, halos iilan lang na ulo diyan sa Senado ang walang bahid ng pagnanakaw. Ganon na rin sa Kongreso. Yung mga mayors down to barangay captains, down to barangay councilors, may nakawan po yan. Kaya kung hindi po tayo magkakaisa, hindi natin pagtutulong-tulungan ito, tuluyan na pong mabubulok ang sistema natin dito sa Pilipinas. Pagtulong-tulungan po natin ito. Huwag po natin tigilan ang pagmamasid, ang pagsasalita against corruption. Malawak po itong pinag-uusapan nating korupsyon. Hindi pa po tayo umaabot sa 1/4 na dapat nating gamutin. Itong mga senador na dapat kasuhan, iilan pa lang po ang nasisilip. Iisa pa lang nga ang nakakulong, dating senador pa. Pero itong sila Chis Escudero, sila Joel Villanueva, sila Jinggoy Estrada, dapat makita na po natin na nakulong ito. Dapat makita po natin na nakakulong ito at susundan pa ng maraming politicians na nakinabang dito sa flood control projects na to. Kaya hindi po tayo dapat mag-relax, tuloy-tuloy po nating bantayan ang gobyerno natin.
In my affidavit, I narrated my involvement with then President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, PRRD, his daughter Sara Duterte, Sara, other members of their family, and their close associates. More specifically, I provided a personal account of the various works I did for the aforementioned individuals, including campaign and organizing activities, intelligence gathering and sabotage, and transportation of large sums of money under the direct instructions of either PRRD or Sara. Prior to the 2016 national elections campaign, I was working for then Congressman Roylo Goles as one of his political officers specializing in intelligence gathering and sabotage operations. Congressman Goles decided to support the candidacy of PRRD. Hence, he introduced me and endorsed my services to PRRD during their meeting at the latter's residence in Taal Street, Bangkal, Davao City. I was never under the employ of the Office of the President or any government agency. Instead, I was directly employed by PRRD. I received my salary from a certain Canlas, a PNP officer, provisionally from Davao, at the start of every month in the amount of 100,000 pesos to 150,000 pesos in cash. 11. As part of my duties, PRRD specifically instructed me to monitor, operate, and sabotage former Senator Trillanes. However, PRRD was apprehensive in ordering the assassination of Senator Trillanes because of the latter's support and contact in the armed forces of the Philippines.
Katulad nun, paano nating hindi paniniwalaan yun? Alam na alam natin, kilalang kilala natin ang Stalin Duterte. So kung hindi naging sundalo itong si Trillanes, malamang nayari ito ng mga bataan ni Duterte.
PRRD introduced me to Sara and told me, Ram, ikaw na bahala kay Inday. Since then, I've frequently met and discussed with VP Sara, then Mayor Sara, regarding various matters.
Ang isa pa pong revelation na narinig natin dito sa testimony nitong si Madriaga, talagang ang itinutulak ni Digong Duterte na maging presidente itong si Sara. Dahil sa bibig na nga ni Digong Duterte, ayon kay Madriaga, wala siyang tiwala dito kay Baste at saka kay Pulong. Ang tawag niya kay Baste, bading, at ang tawag kay Pulong, baliw.
Oh my God.
Kay Digong Duterte daw nang galing yan.
PRRD wanted Sara, VP Sara, in politics instead of Paulo Duterte, Pulong, and Sebastian Duterte, Baste, who he characterized as baliw and bading, respectively.
At ang kagandahan dito kay Ramil Madriaga, hindi po kailangan tumingin sa kodiko. Hindi siya kailangan tumingin sa kanyang ginawang sinumpaang salaysay pag siya ay tinatanong, pag siya ay sumasagot. Malayong malayo ito doon sa ipinakitang performance nitong sina Gutesa at itong 18 Marines kuno. Iisang sinumpaang salaysay para doon sa 18. Ano yan? Magkakasama araw-araw?
Oh my God.
Yung pagdi-deliver ba ng pera, yung 18 magkakasama palagi? Mali eh. Doon pa lang sablay na kayo.
Dummy accounts and bank transaction of PRD. Despite only earning 100,000 pesos or to 150,000 pesos from my services to PRD, millions of pesos went through bank accounts opened for me by close associates of PRD. I admit that during PRD's term as president, I served as a dummy for the transfer of large amount of money. These transfers were made through bank accounts that were opened under my name, which include but are not limited to the following: China Bank, Legazpi Village, Makati City; China Bank, Main Makati City; China Bank near the power station at Ayala, Makati City; PNB Makati Metropolitan Avenue Branch, Makati City; an unknown bank in Pasig City. 25. However, I've never personally opened these accounts or appeared before the said banks to process any application in relation thereto. These were opened by people close to PRRD, who informed me that money will be transferred to these accounts for intelligence operation and for laundering. I was later instructed to sign an entire checkbook where the amounts and pays are left blank.
Etong mga bangkong to, dapat dumating ang panahon na imbestigahan lahat ng ito. Nagagamit na lang sila sa mga korupsyon dito sa gobyerno. Isipin mo, nakakapag-open ng bank account na hindi kailangan pumunta yung tao mismo na nakapangalan doon sa account. Hindi po tama yan.
26. On some occasions, PRD would call me to inform me that someone from the aforementioned bank would contact me to confirm a withdrawal or encashment of checks. There were also instances that where PRD would instruct me to personally visit the said banks to pick up the money and bring it to Malacanang. I distinctly remember that PRD directed me on 3 separate occasions to pick up 100 million from a bank inside the mall in Lubao, Pampanga, which were all delivered to Malacanang. On another incident, I was informed by PRRD that the 2 land bank managers' check which were to be delivered to one of our safe houses in Eastwood, Quezon City, in the amounts of 84,200,000 pesos and 4,800,000 pesos, respectively, were issued under my name. Copies of the 2 land bank managers' checks are hereby attached as annexes A and A-1.
Katulad yan, yung mga attachment ni Ramil Madriaga na mga cheque. Paano pasusubalian niya nitong kampo nila Duterte na yung mga kinikwento niya ay talagang nangyari? May mga ebidensya. Ito yung mga ipapakitang dokumento later on pagdating doon sa pagliliti sa Senado.
28. To prove the aforementioned allegations, I am willing to execute an affidavit, authorization, or any other document, and to perform all acts necessary for Committee on Justice of the House of Representatives or the courts to access the aforementioned bank accounts and all other bank accounts under my name.
Yan, isipin nyo yung willingness ni Ramil Madriaga na mag-waiver siya sa kanyang mga bank accounts. Ang hirap depensahan yan pagdating doon sa trial. Inopen niya or nag-waiver siya doon sa mga account niya para tingnan yung mga ikinikwento niya ay may katotohanan, yung labas-pasok ng mga pera. At daan-daang milyon. Saan makukuha si Ramil Madriaga ng ganyang kalalaking halaga kung hindi galing dyan kay Rodrigo Duterte?
PRD added that a few months ago, BBM and Senator Amy Marcos visited him to discuss a possible alliance to the 2022 national elections. During this meeting, BBM was able to convince PRD to have Sara as BBM's vice president. However, they also agreed that by 2025, BBM will voluntarily step down to give way for a Sara presidency. After Sara took her oath as vice president, PRRD had a discussion with me, with retired generals of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, where I was also present regarding all the possible scenarios for unseating BBM by 2025. In case he reneged on his promise, the general objective was to ensure that PBBM will only serve less than 4 years of his term as president, so that Sara, upon assumption to the presidency, will still be eligible for the presidency in 2028.
Isipin nyo kung nangyari yung plano na yan. Kalahati ng term ni PBBM mapupunta kay Sara Duterte at pagdating ng eleksyon sa 2028, eligible pang tumakbo si Sara Duterte. Yan ang plano nila. Mahabang pag-upo sa presidency.
31. I remember that one of the plans considered was to sabotage BBM's administration by using some of BBM's own men, either recommended by PRD for appointment or allied with the Dutertes, to reveal supposed corruption issues that will serve as a precursor for an impeachment for complaint. 32. In the event that BBM will not voluntarily step down or hand over the presidency to Sara, extraordinary measures of overthrowing BBM will be considered, which include assassination, mass resignation of government officials, civil disobedience, and even an armed assault of Malacanang Palace. It was also considered by PRD to arrange assassination or armed hits of several government officials in order to cause massive civil unrest. The resulting civil unrest will be used as basis to organize a group of military officers to stage a coup.
So, yan ang plano. Ganyan talaga silang magplano. Kasama talaga yung pagpatay. Walang respeto sa buhay ng tao itong mga Duterte. Hindi nila inaalintana kung isa o dalawa o maraming tao ang mamamatay, basta makuha nila yung gusto nila. Ganyan sila magplano. At gusto nila talagang mahabaan yung kanilang pag-upo sa gobyerno para lahat sila buhay-buhay kasama yung mga senador, mga congressman, iba't ibang mga politiko na makikinabang na ando doon sa side nila. Yung mga kakampi nila, na katulong nila at kasamahan nila sa pagnanakaw.
35. I got close with Attorney Ryan, who was previously a professor of Sara and former associate dean of SSC Law. He shared with me that Sara was not particularly good in school,
Aray.
was often
Oh my God.
struggling with her academics and habitually rude and violent to other students.
Wow.
Hence, Attorney Ryan used his influence in San Sebastian College of Law to ensure that Sara received passing grades despite her poor academic performance.
Actually ito, hindi talaga may kakaila ito. Kitang-kita naman talaga yung kahinaan ng ulo nitong si Sara. Lahat ng mga pagsasalita niya, kailangan pang basahin, pero minsan nga kahit binabasa na, mali-mali pa yung sinasabi. At ang babaw ng mga komento niya, kitang-kita mo talaga na may kahinaan ng ulo. Kahit anong sabihin pa nitong mga DDS na to. Talagang itong si BP Sara, bobo. Napakahina talaga ng ulo.
36. Attorney Ryan and his wife became quite close to me and my family that they agreed to serve as godparents in my son's wedding. A photo of Attorney Ryan and Rhea taken during my son's wedding is here to attach as Annex C. Shortly after we organized ISIP, I was informed by PRRD that funding will be made available for the activities of ISIP through the contribution of his friends and supporters. One of those friends and supporters is Lin Wei Zhong, who was the financial officer of Parmalee Pharmaceuticals. Sometime in June or July 2021, PRD informed me that someone will call me to directly coordinate the turnover of 175 million to fund ISIP's organizing efforts, promotional and campaign activities. Thereafter, a man called me to proceed to the basement parking of Seda Hotel, Quezon City, to pick up the said amount. Thus, I hurriedly went to the place with my cousin Rosendo Madriaga. As I recall, the money was placed inside several large backpacks and bags, which were handed to me at basement of parking of Seda Hotel, Quezon City. I loaded the same to my white Toyota Land Cruiser. Lin Wei-xiong was present when I received the said amount together with two other individuals. He then asked me where will the money be used. I informed him that this will be used to fund election of Sara, to which he replied, good, good.
So ito, dumudugtong-dugtong talaga. Tama lahat ang kwento nitong si Ramil Madriaga. Ito mga Chinese na to, ito talaga yung mga nakapaikot kay Rodrigo Duterte nung siya ang presidente. Nakapaikot yan. Sila yung mga nakinabang ng mga malalaking proyekto. Lalong-lalo na nung nagkaroon nga ng pandemic. Ito mga Chinese na nakapaikot sa kanya, na nagwa-fund sa kanya, sila rin ang nakinabang dito. So, lahat ng kwento nitong si Ramil Madriaga, dumudugtong talaga. At tama, ang hirap depensahan ito ng kabilang panig.
Upon the request of Attorney Ryan, I personally delivered 15 million to him in his office at the Office of the Ombudsman.
So itong Attorney Ryan, nakinabang din ito. Of course, mga bataan ni Duterte ito eh. Ito yung nag-facilitate, ito ang tumulong doon kay Sara Duterte para pumasa para pumasa sa eskwelahan dahil mahina nga ulo. So lahat ito may pakinabang at lahat ito dapat makasuhan.
When the initial amount funding ran out, I promptly informed him and he directed me to get another 100 million pesos from Maestrado Lim, who we call Tanda, at the Hyatt Regency in Bonifacio Global City, Taguig City. The money was placed in several bags and were handed to me by Maestrado Lim. Aside from Lin Wei-xiong and Maestrado Lim, I also remember that Michael Yang, a very close friend of PRRD, who was frequently in Malacanang, also provided financial support to ISIP Pilipinas. 45. On September 29, 2021, and despite our extensive campaign activities, I was informed by Sara that she will no longer run for president and will instead run as BBM's vice president in 2022 elections. This decision caused deep frustration among the members of ISIP. Hence, we organized a video conference with Sara where I personally asked her to reconsider her decision, as we have already poured some substantial effort toward promoting her candidacy for president through ISIP. During our video conference, I also noticed the painting I personally gave her as a gift. A screenshot of our video conference is here to attach as Annex A.
So anong importance nung sinasabi niyang painting na regalo niya kay Sara Duterte na nakita niya doon sa ginawa niya na screenshot, nakita niya doon sa kanilang online meeting or Zoom meeting. Importante po yan kasi part yan na magiging documentation at mga ebidensya na nagpapatunay na talagang kilalang kilala siya ni Sara Duterte, na itong si Sara Duterte ay sobrang deny. Dito kitang-kita yung ebidensya na matagal na silang magkakilala at meron silang closeness at may mga ebidensya. Katulad nga ng painting na nagpapakita na tinanggap ni Sara Duterte yung painting na yan dahil nga matagal na silang magkakakilala at magkakasama.
46. On the same day, I posted a screenshot of our video conference of my Facebook account with the caption, just telling her I cannot vote intelligently without her name on the ballot. Neither can go out and vote wisely unless the same Inday Sara Duterte Carpio appears as a candidate in the 2022 presidential race, ISIP Pilipinas. A printout of the Facebook post dated September 29, 2021 is here to attach as Annex F with the caption, just telling her I cannot vote intelligently without her name on the ballot. Neither can go out and vote wisely unless the name Inday Sara Duterte Carpio appears as candidate in the 2022 presidential race, Pilipinas. A printout of the Facebook post dated September 29, 2021 is here to attach.
May I know what's happening to you, Mr. Madriaga? You seem to be crying. Are you crying?
I just remember one moment.
Are you crying? You are nearly crying. May I just put it on record that while reading these portions of the affidavit, the resource person, Ramil Madriaga, is breaking into tears. Can we go back to where you felt frustrated and you're nearly crying? Which part of
Malungkot lang po.
Malungkot. Okay, please proceed.
Madam Chair, can we allow the witness to please?
Honorable Dumogan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can we allow the witness to please get his
Yes.
composure before he will continue?
Yes, we are temporarily suspending to give time to Mr. Madriaga to console himself.
So dito nga, naging very emotional itong si Ramil Madriaga sa aking ginagawa niyang testimony. Siyempre, nare-recall niya na naging very close naman siya kay Sara Duterte. At dito sa kanyang testimony, kontra na lahat kay Sara Duterte ang sinasabi niya. Siyempre, nagiging emotional din siya dahil siguro nga yung closeness nila nung araw, ngayon magkabilang parte na sila ng ginagawang pagdinig na to, magkalaban na sila. Kaya naging very emotional siya. So overall, masasabi natin, very credible na witness itong si Ramil Madriaga, at sa tingin ko, ang kakapal na lang ng mukha ng mga senador pag dumating ito sa Senado, magkaroon na ng hearing, kung ang kanilang boto ay mapupunta pa rin sa pagsuporta kay Sara Duterte. Ganong makikita lahat dito ang mga ebidensya na nagsasabing talagang itong si Sara Duterte ay nagtaksil sa bayan. At hindi lang yan, marami pang lalabas ng mga ebidensya, lalabas ng mga witnesses katulad nga nitong si the former Senator Sonny Trillanes. Isa rin po yan. Isa rin pong gunaw ang dala niyang ebidensya na pagpapatunay na maraming kasalanan sa bayan itong si Sara Duterte. Salamat ka po pala kay Tuwix, also known as Bonnie, sa kanyang padala. At doon po sa mga gustong tumulong, you can send your help and donation through Super Thanks. At sa mga susunod po nating episode, babanggitin ang inyong mga pangalan. Hanggang dito na lang po muna mga kapatid, mga kababayan. Thank you so much for joining me today. At doon po sa mga bago lang sa aking channel, kindly subscribe. Wala pong bayad yan sa YouTube pag kayo ay nag-subscribe. At paki-like na rin po at paki-share. Mag-comment na rin po kayo. Pilitin natin masagot ang inyong mga komento. At huwag niyo po kalimutang i-share yung ating episode ngayon nang sa ganun marami makaalam. At maintindihan natin yung mga nangyayari dito sa ating gobyerno, sa ating bansa. Thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen, at mga kapatid, mga kababayan. Magkita-kita po tayo.